Good morning, everyone. My name is Edna Matsuoka. Welcome to the Konko Mission of Wahiawa. Today we'll be observing the monthly memorial service for our ancestors and family and friends. Please join us in prayer. Ilohai. Mediation Prayer, page 2. Let us seek the sacred
mediation of the Konko sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all our personal souls on this day, this very moment. Kirami Konko Daijin Sama, Kirami Konko Daijin Sama, Kirami Konko Daijin Sama, Kirami Konko Daijin Sama.
Purification and prayer. Through the way of mediation,
May our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of our divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences of past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart always one with you.
Kami prayer. Reverently we pray.
The prince of heaven, the riches of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth is life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is the truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us pray to Teaching of Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To declare Kami as the divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings is the way. Yet many along the way are those who greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes, greatest Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, and held fast to faith and sincerity, received Kami's great blessing, and began the life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity.
Humbly we pray.
The divine parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he warned of the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and knew not the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred Tenshitakiske, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of the human Konko. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, the pain of body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. By living the way of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and praise for our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in our divine favor. Let us care for those in need and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us. We are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray. So we earnestly pray.
Recitation. Okay,
Towards mediation message for the monthly Lulu service. In the presence of Konko Identity Kaino Kami, on behalf of Konko Mission Wahiawa, I ask you young, ready to stay for in prayer. We're going to hear the monthly Lulu service on this date, January 24th, 2020. The unprecedented threat of coronavirus pandemic seems to keep on imposing greater restrictions for day-to-day living, and we have been witnessing ever-expanding threat of the virus. Holding this service through the internet live stream. This service, we seek to honor and extend our sincere gratitude for blessings we have enjoyed thus far, and pray for the spiritual fulfillment of the Midama spirit of the people who have ever been connected to this church. As Henry Konko Mission Wahiawa, I feel honored to serve this local faith community for 44 years, along with my wife, Reiko, and other children. After succeeding the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, who established church as Grand Church of Konko Mission in 1940. We attain all the blessings through the presence of this church in the righteous line of divine mediation. In the accepted Konko office, we have been receiving the blessings from the time of ancestors and to our descendants. We receive blessings for living and even after we pass away. In memory, respect toward our deceased ministers, family members, and friends, we pray that the virtue of Konko Identity Kaino Kami enable the Midama spirit to be fulfilled in our peace. This year, we have commemorated 81 years of operation of this church. Take any elements of blessing that made it possible for us to be able to propitiate the operation of this church to this day. It has been possible through the divine guidance and support of all the people who have been connected with church and Midama spirit. We sincerely ask a divine parent, Konko and Midama spirit, to continue to support us and guide us in pursuit of Konko faith. We continue to extend our prayers for places throughout the world that are experiencing hardship due to natural disasters, crime, poverty, famine, poor governance, and pollution, and any other elements. I pray that the coronavirus pandemic will end as soon as possible and we'll be able to regain the normal lives we take for granted. Their divine pure Tenji Kainu Kami, please allow us to be of service to you in helping others. Our utmost external thanks for blessing we'll be able to enjoy. Please let us help each other and guide people who live life in suffering. So that virtue we can Konko rising Tenji Kainu Kami. Let me know to people that they can take peace of mind. We especially extend our deep appreciation for the Mitama spirit of the late fourth Konko-sama, the Reverend Kagamitaro Konko, who departed on January 10th, 1991. This year marks 30th year since his departure. Please let us be of help in fulfillment of the endeavors expected by the fourth Konko-sama through our services to Kami-sama. In completing the service, we pray that the blessed service is granted to one and all.
Recitation of Tenji Kakitsuke, page
Konko Daishin Tenchi Kami no Kami Yeshin Inare Wahiawa Kokurayari Konyasu Konichide Taname. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Yami Konko Daijin Tenshi Kami no Kami Yeshin Inai Wahiawa Kokurayari Konyasu Konichide Taname. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray.
Adoration Prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above.
We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Yami Konko Daishin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami, we honor the power of Kami.
Shintoku Sanji, page 21.
Awagi Matsuremba Tentakaku Awagi Matsuremba Tentakaku Orogami Matsuremba Chiwa
すし神の恵みに生かされる身の幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の恩取り次ぎと日も隠る時のなく天地の神の恩守りとき近きの隔てなし神慈しみはよろずやにあまねく道で果てしなく安計らいは苦しくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日やび祭りてひたすらに神の御影をたたえ祭らん神の比例を仰ぎますらん
喜怒哀礼。喜怒哀礼。Nidama Prayer, page 12. Spirits of those who have gone before us.
You are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You be remembered eternally. Your lives retold from generation to generation. You are as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you entered the Konko faith. You walked the way of Konko Daijin, respecting the will of the Divine Parent. You amassed great merit through your faith to take into the world beyond and leave to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us.
Tito K-Day. Please bow your heads in prayer.
Monthly news and sightseeing. The middle speak. Upon Minister Konko Wahiawa, the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, the Reverend Pastor Miyazaki of Konko Church Awamari, the Reverend Masayuki Hiki Konamo, Reverend Masayuki Yoshi, the Konko Mission Autonomous, the Reverend Hireshiro Etoshi Osaka, the Konko Church of Carnage, and the middle speak. The people who have been guided and connected to the Hong Kong Mission Wahiawa and departed in the month of January. 終わり金重の御霊の神、ガーレンス王泉の御霊の神、王秋田の御霊の神、サンドロキャラバルの御霊の神、多摩同地の御霊の神、ミスル宮本の御霊の神、常子高橋の御霊の神、四季子林田の御霊の神、マッペロジュニアの御霊の神。With deepest reverence, we gather here today on January 24, 2021, in observance of monthly service, memorial service, in renewed remembrance, honor, appreciation, and praise of those who came before us and became the foundations of those plans. On behalf of Konko Mission Wahiawa and Yatsushi Young, reverence for prayer. The eternal spirit, each of us not be born in this world through the grace and loving kind of divine deliverance. From a moment of conception and for our lives, we have been enabled to sustain our lives in blessedness of Kenji Kaidokan of divine fear. We will become the spiritual food upon departing from our physical existence. Upon the Konko light state, those who are living within heaven and earth, blessed Kenji Kaidokan, even after death, we shall also receive the blessing of Kenji Kaidokan. Whether we are living or dead, we must remember that heaven and earth will be our home. How such Konko light showed us that there is a blessed relationship in life and death. And always remember that the blessings are divine parents transcend time, space, and place. Upon the Konko light irradiated, the light that the sun shine upon us is a divine blessing. The rain that falls is a divine blessing also. All humans are also to live in the midst of divine blessings. People born amidst divine blessings live amid divine blessings and die amid divine blessings. The eternal spirit, reverent to acknowledge the truth and virtue became Konko Dai, Kenji Kaidokan, as well as all the eternal spirit enable us to live and enjoy blessed lives. Through divine arrangements, you are being guided to Konko practice with diligence and sincerity in pursuit of the teachings of the founder Konko Dai, enable you to understand and appreciate that we are Konko to through the work of divine liberation became Konko Dai. We offer humble respect and sincere thanks for the works of eternal spirit. With deepest appreciation, we gather here today to remember you, the appreciation of your work and contributions to our lives, the past and present. Please accept the many offerings placed before you and sincere prayers of our soul. A token of our sincere thanks for your presence in our lives. We extend our prayers and thanks for your spiritual work as you help, guide, protect, and comfort in time of need. Both my wife and I would like to offer our sincere gratitude to the eternal spirit of our late Reverend Kagamita Konko, who departed on January 10, 1991, and this year marks the 30th year memorial. Ever since we have initiated our missionary work in Wahiawa after succeeding the late Reverend Haruto Takahashi, the founding of the church, the messages forwarded by the post Konko-sama have appreciated through our missionary work. The messages such as Konnichiwa no Ore, the appreciation of blessings received in this day. Inochi no Shin no Hataraki is appreciation of the core, vital, life-sustaining function of things. And Shin is facilitating the knowledge, meaning those who live the faith became ingrained in our missionary work in getting engaged in the day-to-day services to Kami-sama in the last 44 years. Thank you, Konko-sama, for your prayers. We extend our deep appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to preach operation of the church for the last 81 years. This could not be possible if it wasn't for you. We pray that through your virtue, Konko, this will be passed on from generation to generation. And true blessings on that faith will be realized by many. Thank you again for Matthew.
Page 36.
よいよのおやわ我が家の神我が神と心尽くしてつきまつらな心尽くしてつきまつらなとときみよやの神たちよ海の子のために家の柱を沈め立てたまいやつこのために世のなりわいを守り助けたまい隠り世の見えぬ境にましませども身につくしみのみ心は映しよに変わらせたまわず先みたまのまさきくさきわえたまいくしみたまのくしみにめぐりたまいて心だしはまきの柱の動きなくなりわいは結ぶつなめのゆるみなくま心清らにはけに努めしめたまいうからやからやわらぎあいてきにてにうらやすく楽しましめたまいついにうつしよのことを得て神の御門に参らん時には必ずしも迎え取りたまいに慈しみをこらしめたまわんものと神の祈りの大なるをかしこみかたじけなみよやの恵みのおぼろげならぬをうれしみ喜びもすことを御心も涼やかにきこしめしたまえと申すあなくしみのみよやのみたまあなくしみのみよやのみたまあなととのみよやの神あなととのみよやの神
Chế độ hay đi. morning, everyone. Let us begin by reading the Konko Faith Art Creed, page 73. The Konko Faith Art Creed. We believe in
Tenshi Kaino Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Daijin, embraced Kami's revelation and as divine mediator, answered the call to eternal mediation.
Our
continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us.
We
are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane.
Blessings begin with our own hearts filled with harmony and joy.
We pray wholeheartedly to Kami today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind.
We live our faith in service
to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our monthly memorial service. I want to talk to you a really short story first, and then I'm going to talk the main topic. A couple of days ago, I had a patient, and every time we admit a new patient, we have to do intake questions, admission questions, which take about 10 minutes of their time. And we go down, there's a section that says, what kind of spiritual practice do you do? Do you have any religion that you follow? And a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm Christian, or like I'm Buddhist. But some people say no. And this one particular person says, well, I used to practice in, he used to have a religion that he practiced, but he stopped practicing. But he considers himself very spiritual, he says instead. And the next question we ask is, would you like a chaplain to come and pray with you or pray for you? And then he says, oh no, I would be scared if they did that. So that was so funny. People have different ways of thinking, and I think that's perfectly, absolutely acceptable. And we further talked about faith, like his spirituality, and I talked about my spirituality. I didn't say I'm Konko, but it's like we both have very similar spiritualities of what happens, like what life is about, what happens after death, or like the afterlife and stuff. So it was really interesting. And he suddenly says, you know what? Heaven has to be lived now. And I said, yes, absolutely. And people believe that, you know, Earth, while living in this bodily form, is not the true, like, happiness, like stage of happiness. And even if they encounter hardship and suffering, they believe that, well, if they repent for their sins, their afterlife, they can be in heaven. But it's like, how does that happen? Then in Konko Kyo, if you're not living happy right now, if you die, your continuation will be the same unhappy state for eternity. Now that's really scary. You won't be unhappy your entire life. But if you could find your level of happiness while you're living right now in this physical form, and you can maintain that till when you die, whenever that is. You know, we never know when we're going to die. If you can maintain that level of happiness, a level of gratitude, then at the moment you die, you're gonna continue that level of happiness. It won't go lower, it won't go higher, it's gonna remain the same. So your current state is really important, and to polish your heart daily, on a daily basis, and to try to find that inner happiness is so essential while we are alive. And so we talked about that, and then you say, yes, I think so too. Because we are spirit right now, right here, in this physical body. And while we are in our body, we can experience all the six senses, you know. We can smell, we can hear, we can taste, we can whatever, feel, touch, and even with our hearts we can feel. But without your physical body, you don't have that ability to taste chocolate. We can taste chocolate because we have the taste buds, and then your taste buds interpret it to your brain, and then you remember that flavor. But without this body, you won't know the taste of chocolate. The spirit would have never known what the taste of chocolate was. And then when we die, our body and soul separates, but you'll always have that memory of like, ooh, chocolate was delicious. Or like when you pet a rabbit, you know how soft they are? You can feel how soft they are only because you have the hands to feel them, the nerves, which interprets it to your brain. But once you're gone from your physical body, you can no longer touch a rabbit, but you'll remember what it felt like. Same thing when we're living and we experience hardship or really negative times. You're always in that state of negativity, and you've experienced it in this physical form. When your body and soul separates, you will constantly be reminded of those pains. So it's so important, again, to try to look at life in a more positive light and find that inner happiness in any way that you can. Anyways, today's sermon, I want to talk about just a few days ago, I woke up from the bed and I had this sudden thought that popped up. And I wasn't thinking at all. It just popped up and then I said it with my mouth. I wasn't even thinking. And that phrase was, money can't buy happiness. It just, I just woke up and it's like, money can't buy happiness. And I just said it. I just said it. I was like, that's really weird. I don't know why I said that, but that's weird. So, and then I rode in the car to head to Wahiawa church, like I do almost every morning. And while I was in the car, I was listening to the radio, the morning radio. And guess what? The radio host says, today's topic, can money buy happiness? I was like, huh? Really? And that thought just popped up in my head this morning, and now he's talking about it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. So while I'm driving, I'm listening to this guy talking on the radio. How coincidental. Like, or was this energy of this topic catching on my spiritual antenna that morning? I wonder. So I listened with great interest because that's exactly what popped out of my mouth, right? So my brother David Sensei, he says he wants to be rich, a millionaire perhaps. And a lot of us imagine that. Don't you want to be a millionaire too? I would, right? So what would you do with that $1 million? For me, if I won like $1 million, I would renovate this church fully, rewire all the old wiring, all the plumbing, and put PV panels, and I would make it accessible to people with disabilities. I'll put like a ramp, maybe like a little short elevator down to the basement. I don't know. I would just like renovate this church. That's my wish. But everyone has their own wishes, right? So, anyways, while I was listening to the radio, according to the studies, happiness and wealth are all relative. Yes. A person making $25,000 a year, and then making $50,000 the next year will be more happy, right? They'll be, yes, I'm making more money now, and then they're happy. Of course, everyone will be happy. But that level of happiness is the same as someone, for example, somebody who's making $100,000 last year, and this year they're making $200,000. You know, it's the same level of happiness. So the happiness in both cases is the same. It's not like the smile on a person who's now making $200,000 is wider than a person who's making $50,000. The level of happiness is the same. So in another study, it was found that more money doesn't equal happiness, but happiness does climb higher as we gain more income. However, $75,000 a year seems to be like the cutoff, and that's the plateau, we said. If they make, it's just because it's enough to be comfortable. Any more than that, and the happiness level doesn't really change. Maybe just a little bit more happy, but it doesn't skyrocket a whole lot. Also, if somebody who makes $25,000 a year receives 25 bucks, they would be much happier than somebody who makes $100,000 a year and receives 25 bucks. You notice it's really hard to give presents to people that are rich. You know, they're like, oh no, it's Christmas. What do I give them? They have everything. Whatever they want, they can buy. And it feels like whatever you do give them, because you're much poorer, I guess, feels like they won't appreciate what you give them. So it's really hard, and it's the energy that they give back to you. It may not be happy energy. You know, they might be like, you know, I give this to somebody who doesn't have this, and they're like, oh my gosh, I wanted this so much. Ah! You're gonna be so happy, right? Versus somebody who's really rich and they have, for example, they already have this, and if they receive this from me, they're gonna be like, I have this already. I don't need this anymore. Go back to the store and get like a refund or something. And it's like, you know, it's sad energy. I remember when I was a little child, when I was us three, me and my brothers, when it's summertime, my mom would teach us Japanese and math downstairs in the basement. When we get the answers correct, or we played game of karuta, you know, the Japanese karuta game, we grab the card, like we got the card, or like we got the card, and whoever got the most cards, for each card we got like 1 cent, 1 penny for each card we got. And I was so happy when I had many cards. I was like, yes, I have 25 pennies today. and to me, that was really meaningful. That 25 cents was meaningful. Because we didn't get allowance, you know. We didn't get money for washing the dishes, doing the chores. No. It's like, you do the chores or you won't be fed kind of thing. Well, I didn't do that, of course not. But still, it's like, to live here, to have the privilege of eating their food is already our allowance. So, if I were to have, like, if I were to play the same game right now and got 1 penny each, I will not probably be as happy as when I was a little kid receiving 25 cents, you know. It was like, oh, so happy. And it's so innocent. That happiness is so innocent, so pure. And the richer one seems to get, the more he or she would start tying their purse strings tighter and get more greedy. And with so much money and valuable things, they don't want people to start stealing from them, you know. They get these negative thoughts. So they make a fence, they add security alarms to all the windows, and they're on a constant watch on their cell phones. So, and they have like this camera on every door, and every time there's like movement, the camera switches on. They're like, okay, who's coming out of my house now? And then, you know, some stranger is coming to my house, and they feel that their valuables might get stolen while they're at work or something. All the while, their tensed nerves make them very tired and mean, and the feelings of generosity and happiness, it goes away. Instead, you're like, oh, it's not my money. Oh, I'm going to protect it. And they end up losing more just by trying to protect the things that they earned. Yeah? So Reverend Masaki Kodama, he's passed away, but the head minister of the Konko Church of Honolulu, the first head minister, used to say, 取られまいとして損をする方が多い。失う方が多い。Meaning, you lose more by trying to gain more. And I always go back to this Dalai Lama's quote that I really, really love, and I put it in the dining room hall. It says, the Dalai Lama, when asked what surprised him the most about humanity, answered. He answered man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he's never going to die, and then dies never having really lived. So I always look at this and try to control myself, you know. As nurses, we get paid a lot, and so getting paid a lot, the value of like little pennies, we might not see it as important as we did in the past when we were smaller. But I always look at this teaching and I'm like, oh no, gotta humble myself. Gotta remember those hard times, those struggles that we faced, the financial struggles we went through a lot. And time and time again, we remember. I remember and reminisce those times and go back to the origin and say, arigato. That's right. Cannot forget the past. It was a struggle, and now we're receiving divine blessings. And kami-sama will come. Always gotta remind yourself about it. Anyways, going back. Studies also reveal that people who believe that the amount of money they make is relative to their success in life are oftentimes not happy. Dalai Lama, I listened to one of his speeches on YouTube, and he said one time that he gets invited to people's houses, really like millionaires, billionaires' houses, and he goes into the bathroom, he uses the bathroom, and he takes a peek into their medicine cabinet, you know, and he finds antidepressants. A lot of antidepressants, anti-anxiety medicines, because these people are living in such high anxiety for everything. So, you know, they're not necessarily happy, even if they have so much money, so much wealth, beautiful cars, and everything. People have to learn to be content. The famous actress Aquafina, who also appeared in Crazy Rich Asians, lives on a I am content with $500 a month kind of mentality. So I'm not implying not to chase your dreams or owning great wealth or to live in abundance. You can if you want to, but I always appreciate Kami-sama's blessing, that it was possible due to Kami-sama's blessing. It's also very important to know how to be content. It's also important to know basic survival skills when worst comes to worst, you know, because if you only rely on money and that's all you know how to do, then it's like, if we have the zombie apocalypse, or we have like a huge blackout that lasts for several days, how are you going to survive? Do you know how to cook rice with fire? Do you know? You know how to cook, you know, wilderness survival skills? You know, it's really important. My friend posted this the other day, and I want to share this with you. So it says, in case your children are already bored, teach them something new and important. So there's 40 over here. I'm going to go really quick. How to write a letter. How to make a phone call. Teach your children. How to take a message on the phone. How to converse with an elder. How to play with a baby. How to sew a button. Do you know how to sew a button? Do you just throw away that garment when the button is missing? You know, mottainai, right? You gotta learn how to sew a button. How to genuinely apologize. How to hammer a nail. How to introduce yourself. How to notice the needs of others. Kokoro kubari. Ne? How to make scrambled eggs. How to balance a checkbook. How to write a thank you note. How to do the laundry. How to garden. How to fix something. How to plan a healthy meal. How to hang a picture. How to wash dishes. How to budget. How to wait and save for something. how to check the tire pressure on your car, how to ask questions to get to know someone better, how to read a map, how to find a book in the library, how to seek counsel from someone more experienced instead of trying to keep it to yourself, how to care for a pet, how to select a thoughtful gift, how to how to admit a mistake, how to set the table, how to iron a shirt, how to give someone the benefit of the doubt, how to weigh pros and cons, how to have good table manners, how to dust, how to read a recipe, how to vacuum the stairs, how to change a light bulb, how to open, close, and lock the windows, how to use a fire extinguisher, how to make a salad, how to make a smoothie, how to clean the refrigerator, how to clean a bathroom, how to clean the kitchen, how to address and stamp an envelope, how to write a check, how to fill a stapler, how to put air in the bike tire, how to fill the gas, how to fill a car with gas, and how to change a flat tire. How many of you were able to say, oh, I can do all of those? Could you? I think I could do, all of those. There are many more things that are important to teach that are not on this list. But it's important to teach your kids about the faith that wasn't on the list. Many parents are teachers of their faith. My parents were the teachers of the faith for me. So my mom, she talks about the faith a lot. She talks constantly, like a commercial, and showed me. And my dad also showed me in action what the faith is about. So I'm really fortunate to have two different types of teaching methods. If we only had someone just to express the faith in our daily living, the faith tradition will get passed down. I asked my mom who passed on the faith to her, and she said it was her father. And her father says that it was his father who taught him the faith. And in his father, it was the reverend. So talking about the faith and how the family receives blessings through this way of faith is important to hand down. No matter how wonderful this faith may be, if no one in the family talks about the faith, talks about the blessings of the okage that they receive, it's not going to be passed down. And then when the kids get older and you wonder, oh, my kid, they no longer practice the Konko faith, they're another faith now. And they're wondering why? Well, did you talk about it? You talk about the faith.
Right.
And most likely the answer is no. Traditions will be lost if there aren't teachers to hand the wisdom down. Parents can be the best teachers, For me, my parents taught me the faith. And it may seem like, oh, it's like brainwashing. But it's good brainwashing. It's beneficial brainwashing because it helps me throughout life's challenges. And believe me, if your parents are not the ones that are brainwashing you in the good way, somebody else will brainwash them, whether it be the media or YouTube. And it may not be good brainwashing. It may be the bad type of brainwashing. So I'm thankful to have many teachers in my life, not only my parents. And today is a monthly memorial service where we come to honor and appreciate the loved ones who have passed away. And whether it was your parents, your grandparents, or a good friend who taught you the faith or things in life in general, let's remember to give thanks to the foundation of our blessings. And when we lose everything, the only thing that we have to rely on is our faith and whatever we've learned from other people, right? March 11th this year will be the 10th year since the Great Tohoku earthquake, tsunami, and the nuclear meltdown in Fukushima. And it was people who had faith and absolute conviction in something that were able to survive and start a new beginning. They lost everything. It's like the land was flat, leveled down, and they lost the money, their valuables. They only had the clothes on them. That's it, and they're alive. But that strong conviction, that spirit, I guess, they had lost, and then that optimism is what got them through such a difficult time. They didn't think, oh, this is the end, I lost everything, this is the end, I'm going to kill myself. They didn't do that. Well, some people might have done that. But people who have that conviction, people who have the optimism will be like, even if I lost everything, I still have my life. I still have the knowledge of all the things I learned from people. So I can start anew. I can survive. I can do this. Such is an important survival mentality. That Kami-sama will provide and bless us no matter what happens in life. We have to learn to stand up again when everything is lost. As long as you have faith with you, you will be able to survive. And this is what my mom has always been saying to me too. Just say Konko-sama. This is what has been passed down from my ancestors. And so I give thanks for them. So going back to the thought I had that one morning a few days ago. Money can't buy happiness. Well, money is important. Don't get me wrong, but there are things that are equally or more important than money. And it's the faith you have, the knowledge you learn from people. It's the love, kindness, generosity, sincerity, trust, various life skills, your grit, perseverance, honesty, and humility. All of these things, just like money, can be gained or lost. And like there is no limit to how much money you can gain, values such as faith, love, trust, and kindness and generosity have no limits too. Learn to gain these values and become spiritual millionaires. That's so important. You will learn to appreciate its true value, and it's priceless. Money can make people happy to some extent, especially during these hard times people are facing currently during the pandemic. But all in all, if people are able to pay the bills, have a roof over their heads, and able to meet their basic needs, plus buy some extra things on the side that they always wanted in life, like a new car, people will be pretty content with what they have. So enhance their life in many other ways, not just in the way of trying to make money, like hobbies, pick up a new hobby, pets, plants, learning a new skill. Use your ability to the fullest extent while you are still alive in your physical form. Thank you very much, Alex. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
これ聞いています。それ聞いています。入ってますか？
入ってるですね。まあいいわ。
もう一回。
いいよ、ついてる。
ついてますね。ここピカピカしてます。Oh, it's on, it's on.
あ、はい。
It's on. Oh, that one.
まあいいよ、もうよし、よしよし。
聞こえんことないよ。You have to just speak loudly.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining the service. Today's memorial service, monthly memorial service. And I listened to Edna Sensei's speech. I remember one message from Konko-sama, the founder. if you do not become an ikigami while you are living, how could you become ikigami after you die? But it can be so cruel. But this is the truth. Sometimes I wonder, some people die in agonies, suffering. If people, the Midama spirit keep on suffering in the same manner as they suffer while they are living, it can be so-called jigoku, hell. But spiritual world can have some remedy for this situation. The Midama spirit of the deceased can be, the state of the Midama spirit can be improved by the people who have been associated, who have been connected. Yeah. So there's a saying in Japan, if one family member serves Buddha as a priest, the seventh generation ancestry will be saved. One minister, one priest in the family can save 7 generations of the ancestry. It can be so true. So, what those who are living can affect, change, enhance the state of the Midama spirit of those who passed away. If we do not care about those Midama spirit, their state of spirituality stay the same. But we can have the power to change the status of Midama spirit. It can be done only through our souls and belief in concept. Our practice base. And we're talking about something, talking about passing on the Konko faith on family tradition, family religious tradition to family members. This can be done only in the state if the family live happily. Otherwise, it is impossible. If no matter how much knowledge about the religious teachings they have, but the family is in a state of storms, always constantly arguing. How can their children listen to their parents? It is impossible. And this is also mentioned about money. Personally speaking, I have nothing to give to our children. If I die, this is not my building, my chest. I have only small amount saved. That's it. So, but I have been able to give our children the spiritual asset of Konko. They have learned to live Konko. And through the maybe virtuous elements, asset they have inherited from me, from our parents, or this family members in the past, they enjoy life because of the spiritual asset. Parents, the ancestors have achieved in the past. That's my response to the situation. Today, actually, I mentioned about the fourth Konko 30th year Blue service. I said in Japan, in last year. He passed away on January 10, 1991. The Reiko Sensei knew, remember the moment he passed away. Almost the same time he heard big sound when he was sleep. She was sleeping. She was awakened. But I don't remember. Anyway, I every day for maybe 10 or 20 years, I'm listening to the Konko-sama's message. But I'm preparing for the Goshinpan or for cleaning the house and church. I listen to his message. So in a sense, I've been brainwashing myself. So Konko-sama's message. When I was reciting my prayer to Konko-sama, the fourth Konko-sama, I felt much emotional. Maybe Konko-sama, part of Konko-sama, fourth Konko-sama, left with me. Anyway, from day one, both my wife and I arrived over here to Wahiawa to take over the responsibility of the church. I feel overwhelmed I just overwhelmed how fast time passed, and I have been able to continue saying the same pattern of thanks and worship to Kami-sama in the last 44 years. Konko-sama used to say, 世話になるすべてに礼を言う心. Actually, Konko-sama, this is Konko-sama's signature expression. 世話になるすべてに礼を言う心. 平和を生み出す心と言わん. It can be so true. For everything at all, when I try to say thank you, maybe it originated when I met Konko-sama, when we come over here 44 years ago, to come out of Opeka and Gohon, Konko-sama shared the thought of 命の真の働き. He's saying thank you for any element. When a baby is born, we try to say, おめでとうございます、ありがとうございます. If people don't say, ご愁傷様です. It can be true. You just say, おめでとうございます、ありがとうございます. This is the initial moment of celebration. And Konko-sama said, the same function can find in any elements in life. The trees in the yard, the roots function, leaf function. So if we can keep this vital element of 命の真の働き, our life can be fulfilled. But for some reason, this function could be disrupted. Then our life could then come to impasse. Anyway, that's what I want to say. Thank you very much. Yami Konko Dai Jinchi Kai no Kami Shinni Rai Wahiawa wa Kokoro ni ari Kongetsu Konichi de Tanome. Yami Konko Dai Jinchi Kai no Kami Shinni Rai Wahiawa wa Kokoro ni ari Kongetsu Konichi de Tanome. Look at number 3. Page 54. Number 83.
83. Number 83. Do not think of becoming rich in 1 year. The future is long. The small amounts you save will grow, but the money you gain in one stroke will soon disappear. Those with faith must not be greedy and selfish. You should not try to make money easily, as if you were grasping grain with a wet hand. You should become rich a year later than others.
Be 84. Be prudent. Any undertaking, even a small one, will be considered successful if it continues over a long period of time. Even a narrow road is advantageous if it becomes wider by being traveled on frequently. Do not let grass grow on your road.
85. Through divine blessings, women can undergo menstruation, pregnancy, and morning sickness without any undue suffering. Even without a maternity belt, their physical condition can be excellent prior to giving birth, and they can give birth easily. After childbirth, it will be unnecessary for the mother to have dumpling soup and feed the newborn Konko herb tea. Instead, the mother should feed the newborn the first milk from her breast. The mother will have no headache, sickness, bowel trouble, or other illnesses. 2. New mothers need not follow the traditional taboos and food restrictions. They can lead normal lives.
86. Women are like the field of the world. Field must be well maintained in order to produce precious crops. But the chief retainer is to his lord's castle is what the wife is to her family's home. If the chief retainer is not good, the castle has difficulties, and if the wife is not good, the home will have difficulties. Okay.
Thank you.
Morning, everyone. ただいまから歌を4つ歌わせていただきます。We're going to sing 4 songs. よろしくお願いいたします。新人の栄光 Page 57「 married in like 1846.
With a heart caught up in doubt and worry, I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear, still within my heart. Still I know, even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light flowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. When I'm down and ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just know each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, swinging arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。Please take care.
池上金剛大臣天地金の神主に願い我が家は我が心にあり今月今日でかのめ池上金剛大臣天地金の神主に願い我が家は我が心にあり今月今日でかのめ
Thank you again for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful new week. Please take care.
Good night.